All right, y'all. So apparently, there's going to be a God of War little series on Amazon Prime, and they have Kratos cast. I've seen people talk about it, and at first I didn't even know what he was talking about. Like, who was that? Like, he kind of looked familiar. But I didn't really know him. So I'm like, who is this guy? Ryan Hurst. Ryan Hurst. You may know him from Remember the Titans. You may know him from Sons of Anarchy, where I feel like most people probably know him best. He played a character called Opie, and then of course there's Beta from The Walking Dead. Once, because that's how I would know him. They said Beta from The Walking Dead. I was like, oh, so it's him. And I looked at pictures of him on Google and stuff just to be able to see. It's like, yeah, so this is the guy that they have cast to play Kratos, and um, I would consider myself a light fan of God of War, and the reason why I say light is because I've never played any games, but I'm aware of Kratos. I know about the current games with his son and things like that. I know that Kratos is a badass. He's definitely, you know, one of the most badass characters in video games. So you need the right guy to play him, right? And Ryan Hurst, you know what I'm saying, minus the hair, obviously, because he got the beard and everything. He looks like he could be Kratos. Given the little makeup and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Um, he's gonna have to really get jacked though. Um, And a lot of people who know about him, know about his previous work, say, "Oh, he's the right guy for the job because he can get pretty big and stuff like that and everything, beta and all the other kind of stuff." That's cool. I would hope so because, um, at least for me, one of the harder things about seeing like comic book characters or anime characters or whatever be adapted to live action is that if they're characters that's really buff or whatever the case may be, unless you're using like special effects or whatever, and you just let them just be natural or whatever, you're not really gonna get a true one-to-one. Oh, this person's buff. Like I love Hugh Jackman. I think Hugh Jackman turned out to be an amazing Wolverine, and he definitely can get pretty ripped and everything and pretty big. But obviously, you know what I'm saying, because you know what I'm saying, the actual comics and everything, Logan is just like 5 feet 5 or 5'3", 5'2", or something like that. And he's more stocky, you know what I'm saying, like he's a little bit more muscular and stuff. So Hugh Jackman doesn't fit the bill that regard, but he still, you know what I'm saying, is in good shape for it. Um so I like to see how Ryan Hurst like votes up for Kratos, because Kratos is a pretty big guy, whether it's the classic games or the newer games. You got to be a pretty big guy to be Kratos, and yeah, like I said, as far as the look goes, because that's all I can really ultimately go off of. He definitely has a look. Um, there's some other people that probably could have been him, but I'm glad they chose somebody that's not thrown in our face. You know what I'm saying? I just watched the gamer video, the gamer the gamer 2323 his video, and he was talking about, oh, if they would have had Pedro Pascal or Tom Holland or something. That's ridiculous, bro. Like, and don't put it past them, because they would have did some dumb stuff like that and would have found some kind of way to justify it or something. Like, we have to remember that we live in a timeline where a live action version of Lex Luthor was played by Jesse Eisenberg. That's right, Jesse Eisenberg. Lex Luthor is a guy who is, obviously he's in good shape. He's got a very manly, like, you know what I'm saying, like just overall look about him and like presence. And Jesse Eisenberg wasn't that. But aside from like those kind of like, you know what I'm saying, oh my God, you just threw the ball and totally missed the target type of castings, I think Ryan Hurst should do a good job. I hope he does a good job. I hope he does an amazing job. And even more so than that, I just hope that this series is actually fire and something that people will be talking about, like The Walking Dead in its prime and Game of Thrones in its prime and things like that. Because I love The Witcher and I love Henry Cavill as an actor and like his approach to The Witcher, to Geralt of Rivia and stuff like that. But I hate how like the people behind the scenes, like the directors, writers, whoever it was, that was just messing with the story and just ruined it for Henry and just made it unbearable. Because he left and it's like, bro, Like you could easily slam dunk this, right? And you choose not to. So I'm hoping with God of War they don't do that because they're choosing to go live action. They could have easily went ahead and decided to do like an animation or an anime like Devil May Cry, which is kind of like a little bit of a in between. But I'm hoping this series turns out good. But yeah, so y'all let me know if y'all know about the God of War TV series, if y'all care. Do y'all know who Ryan Hurst is? Do y'all care? Y'all just let me know. But with that, we'll leave it there.